And so I asked him, Doc, if you don't mind, how much money do you make every month? And he said, $500,000 a month. It's not a bad amount. And then I asked him, so how much do you spend every month? And he said, $500,000 a month. Typical, right? Yeah. And I said, and your question is, how much do you need? You know, you'll need $150 million to sustain the lifestyle that you're used to. And he got angry at me. I said, Doc, huwag ka magalit sa akin. Ikaw gumagastos ito, hindi ako. And he said, what makes you think that I can accumulate $150 million? I'm just a doctor. And I told him, that's where our problem lies. Because you think accumulating $150 million is impossible. But you're already living the lifestyle that needs that amount. You're already spending $500,000 a month, which is $6 million a year. And the reason why you need $150 million is because if you put the same $150 million in a fixed income fund, that gives you 4%. How much is that? That's $6 million a year. Divided by 12 months, that's $500,000 a month. That's what he needs. So guys, malaking problema to. Malaking problema na hindi natin alam because the mere fact that we don't know this problem exists is the reason why 99% of all Filipinos fail to achieve the dream. 99%. What does that mean? 99% of all Filipinos are not financially viable until death. Meaning, mauunang maubos ang pera niyo kaysa buhay niyo. It may sound funny, it's not. Why? What's the implication? The implication is 99% will be completely dependent on someone before they go. Bakit? Buhay ka po, wala namang pera eh. Aasa ka sa iba. 99% ng Pinoy ganyan. 99% will die bankrupt. 99% will not leave wealth behind. Hindi yaman ang iniiwan. Anong iniiwan? Utang. Problema. Yan ang legacy natin. Problema na babaon yung next generation. And 99% will perpetuate what we call the cycle of intergenerational dependence. What does that mean? Intergenerational dependence. Sounds very technical. Ano ibig sabihin niya? Very simple. Who among you here are between the ages of 20 to 50? Please raise your hands. Between 20 and 50. Madami, di ba? Madami. Madami dito. Ito, matanda ko ito. If you are between the ages of 20 and 50, you are in what I call the Bibingka generation. Bakit Bibingka? Di ba, the Americans, they call it sandwich. The sandwich is not indicative of our dilemma. The sandwich is soft, comfortable. Bibingka. How is bibingka cooked? Bibingka is cooked fire above, fire below. That's the situation of many Filipinos, supporting parents above them and their own kids under them at the same time. And if that's your situation, can you save money? For the most part, no. And if you cannot save money, you cannot achieve financial independence. What does that mean? It means when it's your turn to be old, you become the fire above, putting your own kids into the same Bibingka generation you could not escape from. That is the meaning of the cycle of intergenerational dependence. Guys, this has to stop. Diba? Ang iniiwan problema, utang. And although hindi ito part ng discussion natin today, let me tell you this. Mahirap ang buhay kasi bago ka pumanaw, magkakasakit ka eh. Top 20 causes of death in the Philippines, 20 are illness. So if you're dying from illness, take note of the sequence. Magkakasakit ka muna bago ka mamatay. In a country where when you get sick, you're on your own. And that's the reason why kahit meron namang pera sa simula ng retirement, mauubos yan dahil hihingi ni doktor yan. Right? I mean, I've been doing this talk for a long time. It's never pleasant. You know why? I'm reminding you of what awaits us at the end of life unless we do something about it now. And that's the reason why we should do something about it now. Kasi hindi lang buhay natin nakasalalay dito. The next generation is being defined as I speak. Your legacy is being defined as I speak. And if you're okay with reading that, that's on you. But it's not the best thing to leave behind. Do you agree? Do you agree, guys? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. So here, there are many factors that contribute to this. Unang-una, iba na ang mundo ngayon. Many of our Filipino brothers and sisters are employees, right? And in that particular landscape, ibang-iba na. In my generation, and I always feel so old when I use that phrase, in my generation, typical Filipino will stay with one company for 18 years. Ano ibig sabihin yan? May tenure. May tatanggapin pag nag-retire. 18 years tenure, will retire at 60, will be dead at 67. Ano ibig sabihin? May tinanggap, 7 years na lang, wala na, comfortable and retire na. Ngayon, anong nangyayari? Walang tenure. Palipat-lipat ang mga employees. Bakit? Hindi naman ibig sabihin that's bad. Because there are many opportunities. But here's one thing I'd like to remind you guys. The real story behind constant job hopping is people don't realize that when they quit a job and move to another, what they're saying is, kukunin ko na ngayon yung pera na dapat tatanggapin ko later pa. Because every time you quit your job, your tenure goes back to zero. So yung pera na tatanggapin in the future, nawawala yun because priority mo ngayon, yung higher salary na kukunin mo na ngayon. And that's not bad, but that puts the burden of saving on you. But are they saving? Are the young people saving? They're not. Huh? So we need a product like Retire Assured to make it easy for them to build this on their own. And that's the reason why we're here tonight. Because we need to find a way to make this easy. We need to demystify, I like the term, Joe, demystify the idea of investing and making wealth. Kasi many people think, para sa mayaman lang yan. Hindi eh. 99% mauubusan ng pera. Hindi para sa mayaman ng retirement. It's for everybody. Okay? So, eto problema. Dati, retire at 60, dead at 67, tenure at 18 years may tinanggap. Anong nangyayari ngayon? Walang tenure. And retirement is earlier. Bakit? Pag matanda ka, ayaw ka ng kumpanya. Diba? Bakit? Una, tigas ng ulo mo. Pangalawa, tahanan mo kumilos. Pangatlo, ayaw mo magpatulog. At apat, mahal ka eh, matanda ka eh. So you know what they do? They rehabilitate you. And so studies have shown that the last job you hold will typically be at the age of 52. The problem is, 52, hindi ka na nagtatrabaho, wala kang tenure, so wala kang pera. But now you're dead at 78. So meron kang 21 years in front of you where you will continue to spend but have stopped earning. Are you clear about this, guys? At eto pa, guys, no? Ibang-iba na rin yung mga bata ngayon. Bakit? So, panahon namin, typical Filipina, like Suzette here, will marry at 23, and Filipino will marry at 27. Anong ibig sabihin yan? You marry early, you have kids early. They finished earlier, so tapos na sila, itatrabaho ka pa. Eh ngayon, ano nangyayari? Tagal mag-asawa. Kung magkakasawa man. Pilipina, 27 27. Filipino, 30. You marry late, you have kids late. And your kids, they stay in school longer. 8 plus 12, gap years, mental health breaks. Di ba? May need ka, may need. May sabi, oh, you're already 30 years old, you're still staying with your parents. Sagot, why? Whose parents should I stay with? Ganun, sagot ng mga bata ngayon. Oh? What does that mean? It means you cannot retire. Because these people, they don't leave your house. They're dependent on you longer, but your working life is shorter, and you have no retirement, and you live longer. This is a social dilemma. And it's very subtle. Hindi natin ito napapansin. Kaya dapat pinag-uusapan ito ngayon pa lang. Kasi dapat pinag-uusapan ito at the start of your working life, not at the end.
Yes.
Diba? If you have some business owners here, you might take it upon yourselves to create that awareness among your employees. Because I'm telling you, ano napansin niyo sa video kanina? Hindi ko pa iniisip yan. Hindi mo pwedeng hindi isipin yan. Bakit? You won't have time. And like I said, magkakasakit ka. Magkakasakit talaga. Diba? Mauubos ng pera, ibang tao. So, anong dapat natin gawin? Where are you in your life right now? I'm telling you guys, if you're not in a good place in life right now, it can get worse. And therefore, dapat may gawin na tayo ngayon pala. There should be a call to action right now because life is not just going to get better without you doing anything. It'll get worse if you don't do anything. You'll become old. You'll have no money. You'll get sick. It does not get any better. So anong dapat natin gawin? The solution is we need all of us, to undertake what we call a successful financial journey. Ano ibig sabihin yan? At some point in your life, ladies and gentlemen, you must be able to transition from supporting your life through labor income to eventually supporting your life through capital income. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Labor income. Income earned by a man at work. Labor income is problematic. Let me tell you why. If you're a lawyer, you need to represent clients, you need to file pleadings, you need to go to court. You don't show up, you don't get paid. If you're a doctor, you talk to patients, you perform surgery, you need to go to the hospital. You don't show up, you don't get paid. You're a financial advisor. You don't go out to talk to prospects and clients, you don't put yourself in the line of fire, you don't show up, you don't get paid. The problem with labor income is you need to show up to get paid. And the problem is whether you like it or not, at some point you cannot show up. So, the day you stop working is the day you stop earning. But if that's not the day you stop living, expenses will continue. And that's the reason kung bakit you need an amount of money that will replace you as the source of your income. You need capital income. What's capital income? Money made by money. Kaya ang example natin kanina, kumikita ka ng 50,000 a month, kailangan mo ng 15 million. During your lifetime, you must be able to transition from earning 50,000 a month from labor to eventually making 15 million that will give you 50,000 in capital income. Matagal-tagal na accumulation yan. Kaya dapat alam na natin ito from the start. Kaya hindi na natin pwedeng gawain talaga na retirement. Kasi retirement, ang nasa utak ng mga tao, saan ba yan? Hindi, ngayon na yan. Gawin na natin ngayon yan. We need to redefine the meaning. We need to redefine the mindset. Diba? And so yan guys, yung pag-uusapan natin mamaya will not only make it easy for people to accumulate money, it will also demystify it by taking out the guesswork. Kasi ano, sometimes natingi natin. Dahil dapat natin alam. Investment, ano return, paano po kumpitin yan? Napakahirap. And for many people, wala. Diba? Dami ko hindi alam eh. And so we need to make it simple. And for all of us who aspire to becoming wealthy, let me tell you the difference between labor income and capital income. Who wants to be rich? Who wants to be rich? Yung mga hindi nag-raise ng hands, ayaw maging mayaman? Hindi pwede hindi mayaman. Bakit? Sa definition natin, kung hindi ka mayaman, pabigat ka. Kung hindi ka mayaman, magiging dependent ka on somebody. So kailangan lahat mayaman. Ibig sabihin, you have money that will last you a lifetime without running out. Yan ang definition ng mayaman. So guys, typically kung sinabi natin mayaman, what comes to our mind is how much money we have, right? Of equal importance. Where is that money coming from? Iba ang pera earned from capital versus money earned by labor. Let me give you an example. Tatlong tao, parehong kinikita, 10 million lahat. Ang pinag-iba lang yung provenance, yung pinanggalingan. One is earning 10 million from salary. The other is earning 10 million from dividends as a business owner. The other is earning 10 million from investment gains. Sino ang pinakamayaman? Parehong kinikita, ha? 10 million lahat. Sino ang pinakamayaman? Sino? Investment? Okay, tama. Investment. Because the most basic law of personal finance is not how much you make, it's how much you keep. And so how much does a person earning 10 million salary keep? He earns 10, keeps 6.8. He pays 3.2 million in taxes. You earn 10 million from dividends, you keep 9. Because dividends tax is 10%. You earn 10 million from investment gains, how much do you keep? How much is the tax? 0. Well, not really 0. 6/100ths of 1%. You earn 10 million from salary, your tax is 3.2 million. You earn 10 million from dividends, your tax is 1 million. You earn 10 million from investment gains, your tax is 6,000. It matters where the money is coming from. So pag sinabi natin mayaman, hindi lang magkano yan. Saan galing? Second, effort. Guys, I know you work hard. You work hard, right? But, you know, labor income is subject to what we call the law of diminishing returns. As you grow older, returns come down. The day you were born was the day you started fighting gravity and no one wins the fight. At some point, we all wind up 6 feet under. Ibig sabihin, effort, you have to work harder to earn the same amount over a long period of time. But money made by money is money made while you sleep. You know, you work hard, but you cannot work hard 24 hours. You have to sleep, you have to rest, you have to spend time with your family, you have to go on vacation. Money doesn't ask for any of those. Money works 24/7, 365, does not complain. And then lastly, returns. Now, hindi to part ng discussion natin, but I'd like to acquaint you. Kasi ang typical mindset ng Pinoy, pag sinabi natin, you need to accumulate 15 million. Ang lagi kong papasok sa isip natin, saan ko na nakakain yung 15 million na yan? I think I need to make 15 million. Instead of thinking, how will my 15,000 a month become 15 million in 15 years? We have no concept of return. Return. So I'm offering you a one-time offer. I'm offering you a 30% return on your money if you invest with me. Will you invest with me? Will you invest with me? I like the answer. Silence. You should not invest with me until you get data, di ba? Don't say yes. Because 30% a year sounds like a scam, right? So you don't like 30%. What about 100%? No? 1,000%, guys. Final offer, 1,000%. Any takers, 1,000%? Wala? Okay. Sounds like a scam. But let me ask you this. Who among you here are invested in the stock market? Raise your hands. Okay, very good. Oh, sorry. You're invested in the stock market, the first question you ask is, bakit nagbenta yung owner ng kumpanya ng stock sa publiko? Why do publicly listed companies sell shares to the public? What is the purpose?
That
To
capital.
raise funds to finance expansion and growth. Correct, right? And so typically, when they sell shares to the public, what you're buying is a share of the profit of the company. And so a typical share, and I want you to stay with me here. This is not technical, but this is important. So typically, a share price is expressed in multiples of 1 peso profit.